Alright, so good morning, guys. Today I'm going to be talking about One Piece Chapter 834, titled My Dream. Now, my dream refers to Big Mom's dream. It's mainly what this chapter was about, circled around Big Mom. Okay, now, on the cover is Boa Hancock with a blow-up photo, the wanted photo of Luffy behind her. And, starting the chapter started off with Sanji asking to get the cuffs off, and obviously they're not going to take the cuffs off him because of their agenda. But we got a flashback of why Sanji treasures his hands so much, and it's because Zaf taught him that his hands aren't for fighting, it's for cooking, and that they're precious. And apparently when he would forget that, or when he would forget that and use his hands for the wrong things and his hand get injured, Zaf would take care of his hands, and also scold him by hitting him in the head. And it was that part of the chapter was real funny, which was the beginning because it seems for a minute when the chapter came back to the present, he felt the hit on his head. So it's kind of funny. All right. Now after that, we cut into Brook and Pedro arriving on Whole Cake Island. Now, they're reading the newspapers, which goes on about Jinbei when he went to Big Mom saying that he didn't want to be a part of her crew anymore. He had plans on joining Luffy crew. And apparently, they don't go into depth about what happened, but apparently he wimped out, but I doubt it's accurate. But apparently he wimped out, and it wasn't quite clear what actually happened. But basically, they're saying that he was a wuss. When Big Mom offered him the the option, or I can't remember exactly what it was. But basically, when Big Mom had the pinwheel. After that, Brook and Pedro arrive on the island, and they hear people talking about him, and Brook notices him, and Pedro asks him if he noticed him, and Brook says yes. But the Jinbei that they're talking about is not the one that he's familiar with. And Brook had a flashback of what Jinbei told him on Fishman Island about how he's going to join the crew after he clears up some things. Now, after that, Brook and Tamago, obviously they're in the sky. Not Brook and Tamago. Brook and Pedro, they're in disguise, so they have to keep on the low. So, staying on the low, they hid behind a building, which happens to be where Pudding and Tamago is. Now, Brook is clueless because he thinks, and Pudding stated that she'll meet them on the coast of Big Mom's Island, and apparently Pudding wasn't there. She was there, and Brook just comes up with that excuse that maybe she couldn't get away. But I don't believe that. I just think she set them up for her own intent. But either way, Pedro notices that Tamago is in there with Pudding, and apparently they have some type of relationship between Pudding and Tamago. Not Pudding and Tamago. Tamago and Pedro. It's kind of the tongue twister saying their name back and forth. But after he notices that, they stay behind the building and eavesdrop on two workers reporting to Tamago that they had intel from when Luffy was docked on Chocolate Island. They had intel from then, and that all of the Straw Hats, four of the Straw Hats, are in the Seducing Wood, and that their capture is inevitable, and that the other two, Brook and Pedro, they're still unaccounted for. And he also noted that he have a pass with Pedro, and I'm going to try to go into that in a different video. But basically, they stated that they have a pass, and he basically tried asking for forgiveness for Pedro. I'm guessing this goes into Pedro's pirate days. But let me know if you guys know if you want me to do a more in-depth explanation about it. Also, I'm gonna pause this review right here for a while. We need to explain what I'm doing to my channel, which is I'm trying to be different from any other YouTubers. Is everybody else try to do a theory. I'm not gonna try to do any theories. What I'm mainly trying to do is gather facts about what's going on in the One Piece world and put them together and try to make sense of the facts. Not trying to make sense of the facts to make a theory. No, I'm just trying to make sense of the facts. That's it. Because some things are like holes, and I also have a lot of questions too. Because some things raises questions. But that's mainly it. Now back into the interview, to the review. Sorry. After Tamago states that he had a past with Pedro, we basically go into Big Mom and Caesar. Now, of course, we all know Caesar was supposed to do the scientific experiment for Big Mom, which includes gigantification of humans, which is Big Mom's dream because she wants to be, no, not she wants her family to be giants so they all can have parties and eat on the eye level, basically celebrate on the eye level, which is her dream. It was a weird dream, by the way. But I'm going to try to do a separate video on that as well, because does that mean Big Mom's a giant if she wants her family to be giants? But after that, we go into Caesar saying that basically he took all the money, had parties with women, drank booze, and he thought he would have been protected behind Doflamingo, but he never thought Doflamingo would be taken down. So it was all a ruse to trick and scheme Big Mom out of her money, because he's saying that the experiment to turn normal humans into giants is impossible, because of, I'm guessing, past data he's using to make that bold statement that it's impossible, even though Caesar claims that he's the brightest scientist in the world, so you can understand why. But after that, Big Mom, Caesar uses Luffy as an escape by saying he wouldn't have gotten away. He would have made the recipe to turn normal people into giants until Luffy intervened, and Big Mom comes right back at him by saying, Luffy said, Caesar says Luffy destroyed the factory. And now that Punk Hazard has been destroyed, there's no way to duplicate what happened. Duplicate the results of the experiments. So, Big Mom, on the other hand, comes right back and says, it's okay, I had the same exact research facility rebuilt for you. She happens to get her hand on the plan. Now, I don't know how she got her hand on the plan, but she had her main executive, I can't pronounce his name, Prospero. Apparently he ate the lickety-lick fruit. Don't know what it does. But he has Caesar's heart, the heart that Law took out. He has it, and he basically has 2 weeks to recreate the results to turn normal humans into giants before we all know what happens. But he basically has 2 weeks to recreate it. Now, after that, we go into the last page of the chapter, which is Luffy in the forest. Now, I know this is the real Luffy because the sky is on his left eye. We know. And, so apparently he was collecting his friends, putting Sanji, Nami, I didn't see Nami, but putting Sanji, Chopper, and Carrot. Apparently he was collecting them for the giant that's stuck in the ground. Don't know why. And at the end of the chapter, there's this blunt statement of, I don't know why they're multiplying. Who told them to do so? Don't understand it. But basically, overall, I'm going to give this chapter a 4 out of 5. It basically left me blank in a lot of places. I honestly didn't care about the discussion between Big Mom and Caesar. I would have cared more about Sanji's part of the story, or even some seducing Woods. But I didn't care about Big Mom. And I don't know why they stick the 2 weeks timeline when obviously Luffy's not gonna be there for 2 weeks. He might be there for a shorter while, so who knows what's gonna happen. But maybe that's a hint as well. But basically I'm gonna give this chapter a 4 out of 5. And hope you guys like the video. Sorry I'm in my car again. My wife and daughter's in the house making noise. But I hope you guys like it. Please like the video if you did. And you obviously know if you want to see more of my ugly face, subscribe. But thanks again.